Al-Shabaab may use the holy month of Ramadan to mount an attack on government forces. Sources from the African Union say the militia group is massing hundreds of troops in the capital, Mogadishu. It's also reported the group received a shipment of arms from allies in Yemen. Ongoing fighting in Somalia's worst drought in 60 years have caused thousands to flee in search of food and water. Many have sought refuge in Mogadishu, but conditions there aren't any better. Well, CNN's Nima Elbaghir joins us now live from Mogadishu. Nima, is famine combined with Ramadan going to be an advantage for Al-Shabaab?
Well, the famine had actually been seen as clawing away at Al-Shabaab's support base. If you remember, they banned foreign aid agencies from operating in the south and central Somali regions where they are in control, causing a lot of this displacement, causing the tens of thousands of people who've been flooding into Mogadishu to come seeking some sort of respite. And that really felt like that was pulling away from them a lot of their support base. But the Ramadan offensive has now begun in earnest, Manita. We've been hearing shelling, we've been hearing gunfire, and the front line, which we managed to visit yesterday, we're now hearing is under intense and sustained attack, Manita. The African Union soldiers call these the gates of hope. 3 times a week, hundreds of Somalis queue up for access to the base clinic. Many of them have spent days making the dangerous trek to the capital from territory held by the Islamic militant Al-Shabaab group, which has links to Al-Qaeda. But even when they arrive here, they find little respite.
My 3-year-old daughter was playing outside. I heard a noise and ran out to find her on the floor. She'd been hit by a stray bullet. We've been in the hospital now for 3 weeks.
For those in the displaced camps, the threat of violence is ever present. The United Nations Refugee Agency estimates that 1.5 million Somalis have been displaced to the Somali capital, Mogadishu. They've come fleeing the drought and the famine, but also fleeing the Al-Shabaab ban on aid groups working in their territory. Here in the capital, the African Union-controlled areas are secured and aid groups can distribute to the displaced people. But now the Shabaab are threatening to hit even these very camps that people have sought refuge in. There has already been several days of intense clashes, with AU forces who are supporting the fragile Somali government trying to push Al-Shabaab back to secure the territory around the camps. The worry is, though, that even without a direct attack, the ongoing clashes could ultimately jeopardize the delivery of aid in Mogadishu, making life here even more desperate. And with the launch of today's offensive, those concerns can only grow ever greater, Manisa.